Alright, yo, what's up everyone? So, welcome back to a new video. So, I'm going to be reviewing my most anticipated movie of the year, which was The Bikeriders with Austin Butler, Tom Hardy, and Jodie Comer. Now, I'm recording this on Friday, the 28th, and I saw it on the 23rd on the Sunday, and I saw it again yesterday. And I'm only just getting around to recording this. But yeah, it did deliver. Like, I don't know if you've seen my tweets and stuff. Like, it 10 out of 10 favorite. Like, it's honestly, I can say it's my favorite movie of all time. It's just incredibly unique. Like, there's elements of it that remind me of other movies. Like, I felt like Kathy's narration was very similar to Henry Hill's in Goodfellas, and there's obviously been a lot of comparisons between the Bike Riders and Goodfellas. Um, but I literally do not have a single complaint about the film. It for 2 hours, it felt very quick, and if I'm honest, I wish there was more. But that's probably just because of how much I liked it. Like Austin Butler, I got a bit cautious before I saw the film because in the interviews they mentioned obviously the fact that Benny doesn't have much dialogue, and that always gets me a bit scared when it comes to movies, especially movies that I kind of want to like and hope to like and stuff like that. But his kind of silence and the smouldering and the just the stares, kind of he very often speaks without opening his mouth, and that's incredibly powerful for an actor to be able to have that presence. And obviously, he kind of is building up that stage and kind of screen presence from Elvis June in this. Um, I can't wait to see what he does next. I mean, literally anything that's got him in, I'll happily watch now. Jodie, I haven't seen her in much. I mean, the only film really that I've seen her in is Free Guy. I've started Killing Eve because I want to watch that. I want to see more of her kind of filmography and stuff. But her, she was more so the main character in a way. Like I'd say there's different points in the film where each of the three leading feel like it's their film. Like there's points where it feels like it's Tom's film, points where it feels like it's Benny's film, points where this feels like it's Kathy's film. But I'd say more consistently it was her because obviously she was the one narrating the film. But yeah, having not seen much of her stuff, I mean the accent work is incredible. Having listened to, I've seen on TikTok and YouTube and stuff, the real woman's voice and the resemblance is incredible. Um, there's a scene that I thought her acting was really good. She put a real good performance in. Was when not necessarily it sounds funny 'cause I saw the film yesterday. I can't really remember the context. Where she's asking Benny to leave the club. But I think it's when Cockroach. No, it's after. Oh no, I'm not going to spoil it. Something happens to Kathy, and she wants Benny to leave the club. And there's this scene where she has this real venom in her voice and is shouting at Austin, and you can see her eyes starting to kind of what's it, get a bit teary and stuff, and you can tell the emotion that she has. It was just incredible. And then I mean Tom in everything he does is incredible, but this was I've got to say one of my favourite roles of him being in the whole leader kind of aspect that he had was incredible, and just the a bit like Austin. I'd say he definitely had more dialogue than Austin, but he still had the moments where he doesn't necessarily say anything, but he does this kind of lazy stare at people and stuff like that. And his presence. I mean, he's been doing this for years now, but just every film, you just come away from it thinking, what an actor. And he still has this playful energy. Like there's a scene where they have like a mud fight, and like I think he said it was his favorite film scene, favorite film scenes to film rather, and you can just tell he had lots of fun in that. I mean, it just and his accent work as always. He's there was a bit of Bugs Bunny and stuff in it, and you can tell it's you can't replicate it. And as I said in my tweet, it's one of them roles like most of his roles where you just can't imagine anyone else playing it the way he did and as perfectly as he did. Um, yeah, I mean, then to go on to like Jeff Nichols, I mean, the it's a very beautiful film. The colours are vibrant and kind of, I don't know, the lighting and obviously all the bikes. You can just, it seems like it would have been real kind of fun to be a part of such a film. And obviously, it's kind of an indie film. I think it had a budget of 40 million. But it's just, when you have a film like this that comes around not very often nowadays, it just makes you think about how you hear about all these big budgeted. I'm going to use Marvel as an example here. All these big budgeted films that are on multiple $100 million budgets, and you get a film like this on 40 million, and it's one of the best films I've seen in a good in like or ever because it's my favorite. But it's like the budget doesn't fucking matter. But it's just like, yeah, it's just disappointing when you come away from a film like this, the way it makes you feel and stuff like that, and then you go and home if you want to watch a Marvel film, whatever. Just the difference in quality, it's just, yeah. I don't mean to be out with Marvel, but it's just a cash grab, and they're just trying to do as much and make as much as possible. Also, we got the only Marvel film this year, Deadpool and Wolverine, and I hope that's good. But you just come away from films like this, and even Dune Part Two. I mean, obviously it did have a fairly big budget, but it had a smaller budget than a lot of Marvel and superhero films and stuff, and it was 10 times, like a million times better than them films. It just makes you think, kind of, what on earth are they doing at these studios with the directors, with the team? Like there's just not the passion and stuff. And I think Jeff Nichols really portrays that with this film. Obviously, he's talked about he's had the idea for 20 odd years or whatever since when he first got the book, and you can tell that with this. Whereas you go and watch an example, is as it's fairly recent still. I mean, what was it last year? But Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. It's meant to be the start of this whole new Marvel thing, and it goes to shit because no one seems to care. Like, not to be rude, I'm sure like Paul Rudd and stuff did care, but you're introducing this big new, bigger than Thanos villain who's meant to be really scary and all intimidating stuff, and he dies to Ant-Man. No one gives a shit. I mean, obviously there's this stuff. I'm gonna stop talking about it because I'm dragging on to Marvel here when we're here to talk about Bikeriders, and Bikeriders is a really good film. What was I gonna say? Yeah, this I thought the story was strong. I did. I don't know, it's weird. I feel like near the release they started to release too much footage, if I'm honest. And obviously I watched it all because I wanted to kind of see and learn what I could about the film. So that's my only con really, which isn't necessarily to do with the film, it's to do with the marketing and stuff. Um, I thought the story was really good. I thought there's a bit, I don't want to spoil it. There's a bit when obviously I first watched it where Kathy's getting interviewed. She looks out the window, and when you first watch it, you think, oh, she's just looking at someone passing by. But the second time, when watching it, and that it's not too big of a spoiler, but then the second time around watching it, knowing the context and how the film ends, you know she's looking at Benny, and it was really that's nice. Um, thought Mike Feist, I think that's how you pronounce his name, was good in it. Obviously, he had challenges, which I didn't do a review on actually, but challenges earlier this year, and that was incredible. So I think he's gonna, obviously his star will rise, especially after this. Although he didn't obviously have as major as a role as he did in challenges, but he was still kind of good and had a bit of accent work and stuff. Michael Shannon was good in the bits that he had as Zipco. He was funny and entertaining. Same with Norman Reedus. Um, but yeah, if I'm being honest, I've got like no complaints with the film. It was everything I wanted it to be and more. It was. It's just nice to have, and not to make it all political and stuff, but it's nice to have a kind of a masculine film coming out again. You kind of have all these films now where everyone's trying to follow the rules and be open and stuff like that. it's just nice to know that there's still people out in the world that remember kind of the films like, yeah, Goodfellas and The Godfather, and want to make films similar to that. Um, yeah, I think I've said everything I need to say, to be honest. If you haven't seen it, I would urge you to see it. As I said, it's on a small budget. I don't think it's made that much money and stuff. And obviously, it has very little appeal. But all I would say is, if you like Goodfellas, go watch it. If you like Austin Butler, go watch it. If you like Jodie Comer, go watch it. If you like Tom Hardy, go watch it. And if you like Jeff Nichols, go watch it. And if you like motorcycles, go watch it. So if you fall in any of them categories, go watch it. I think you'd enjoy it and stuff like that. So yeah, as I said, I think I've said everything I need to say and all my thoughts and opinions. So yeah, go watch the Bikeriders and go show it some love. And I'll see you all in my next video. Peace.